Good evening, everyone. In the first part of the code, we include the required header files and define the basic data structures of our project. The program starts with slash include stdio.h and slash include stdlib.h. Stdio.h gives us standard input output functions like printf, scanf, fopen, fred, and fwrite. stdlib.h is used for general utilities. Here it mainly supports functions like exit if we want to use them later. Next, we define a macro file name with the value patient data. This name of the file where all patient records will be stored permanently. Using a macro instead of writing the file name everywhere makes the program easier to maintain. If we want to change the file name later, we only change it in one place. The art of this project is the patient structure. We create a type defined structure with fields like ID, name, age, gender, disease, days, room charge per day, doctor fee, medicine charge, and total bill. Each field represents one attribute of a real patient in a hospital. For example, ID uniquely identifies a patient. Disease stores the health issue, and days stores how many days the patient stayed in the hospital. We use float for money related fields so that we can handle decimal values in rupees. By using a structure, we are grouping related data into a single unit, which is exactly how real world entities are represented in programming. This structure is later used throughout the program to create variables that holds complete patient records. Next part will be explained by my teammate Thirumala.
I am Tirumala. I am explaining helper function and add patient. In the second part, we focus on the helper functions and logic used to add a new patient record. First, we define clear input buffer. This function repeatedly reads characters from the input buffer unit. It finds a new line or end of file. The purpose of this function is to remove the leftover "n" characters that remain after using scanf. If we do not clear the buffer, later fgets calls may read an empty line, which will spoil our input. The next helper function is remove new line when read a string used fgets is usually stores the new line characters are at the end of the string. This function scans through the string and if it finds "n", it replaces the zero-string terminator without unexpected line breaks. The most important function in this part is add patient. Inside it we open the file using function open file name ab append in binary mode. Value like id, age, days, and the charges we use scanf. For the test fields like name, gender, and disease, we use function gets along clear input buffer and remove new line to handle spaces properly. After reading all inputs, we calculate the total bills as days room charge per day plus doctor fees plus medicine charge. This simulates billing process that happens a real hospital and close the final if success message with the total bill is printed. This entire function models the process of registering a new patient and generating the bill. Next part will explain the solution.
Hello, myself Srujan. I am going to explain the third part, displaying, viewing, and searching records. In the third part, we handle how the stored data is displayed and retrieved from the file. The function display patient is a simple reusable function that prints all the field of patient structure in a clean format. It uses a series of printf statements to show the ID, name, age, gender, disease, days admitted, individual charges, and total bill. The next function of view all patients. Here we open the file in a read binary mode using fopen. If the file doesn't exist, we display a message saying that no records are found. If it opens successfully, we create a patient variable p and a counter. Then we display a heading and enter a while loop. In this loop, fread and p size of patient reads one structure at a time from the file into the variable p. For such record, we call display patient to show it on the screen and increment the counter. The search patient function allows us to find a specific patient using the ID. It again opens the file for reading, then asks the user to enter the ID they want to search. Using a loop with fread, it scans every record in the file. For each record, it compares with the enter ID. If found it still zero, we display a message that the patient was not found. These searching features represent how hospital staff can quickly retrieve old records by using patient IDs. Next part will be explained by Shilpa.
Hello, good evening everyone. I am Shilpa. I am going to explain last part of this code. I am explaining main function, menu and overall working. In the final part of the code, we have the main function which controls the overall flow of the program. We declare an integer variable choice and use as a do while loop to repeatedly show a menu until the user decides to exit. Inside the loop, we print a heading hospital patient record system and four options. First, to add a new patient record. Option 2, to view all patient records. Option 3, to search a patient by ID. And 4, to exit from the program. After displaying the menu, we ask the user to enter their choice using scanf and then call clear input buffer to clean the input stream. A switch statement is used to perform different actions based on the value of choice. If the user enters choice 1, the program calls add patient. If they enter choice 2, it calls view all patients. For option 3, it calls search patients. When the user chooses 4, the program prints an exit message and the loop ends because the condition choice 4 become false. If the user types any invalid number, the default case of this switch prints an error message and the menu is shown again. This structure makes the program interactive and user-friendly, similar to simple menu-based systems used in real reception counters. The combination of the structure definition, file operations, and menu-driven control allows this mini project to behave like a small database management system for hospital patients. It shows how basic C programming concepts can be integrated to solve a realistic problem in the healthcare domain. Thank you.
This is our output.